Hey, muy buenas a todos chicos y chicas y bienvenidos a STEELRISING, que estamos haciendo las secundarias y vamos, antes de volver a Luxemburgo, vamos a ir a Tuileries, que tenemos que encontrar el taller de Josep Balsamo. Pues vamos al taller de Josep Balsamo, a ver dónde cae, porque mira que hemos mirado esta zona, ya. Pero bueno, se van abriendo zonas con las misiones secundarias. Y para tenerlo todo hay que hacerlo todo, como siempre digo. Vamos a ir aquí, luego vamos a ir al otro lado y volveremos a Luxemburgo con las misiones secundarias hechas, a no ser que nos manden más. A ver dónde cae esto. 288 metros. ¿Cómo se puede dar a eso, tío? Es una broma, ¿no? Ese saco. Desde arriba, desde dentro, vamos. Es lo único que se me ocurre. Bueno, vamos a seguir hacia la misión secundaria. Esto no está cerca precisamente. Me iría por el otro lado. Ya que lo hemos abierto. Bueno, y el saco se puede hacer también. Vamos a pasar de este y de estos. Y desde aquí se debería hacer rápido. Pegas. Ya no, ya está. Me ha quitado un chorro de vida. Fastidias. Este tío, ¿qué le pasa, macho? Modo Dios. Pues no es tan fácil, ¿eh? Le he dado. Ahora sí, misión secundaria. Habéis visto el saco, ¿no? Le teníamos que dar con el empujón de hielo. tres de una, tío. ¿Dónde está esto, tío? Vamos a grabar aquí. Hemos andado bastante y aún nos queda, 90, 70. Mira. Solamente tengo puesto un escudo. Ay, la madre que lo parió. Pesado. No quería atacar, fuera. A ver, ¿dónde está el taller este? De hecho, por aquí no hemos abierto. Aquí hay cosas aún. Déjame probar. Esto está muy lejos. Es imposible que llegue de ahí a aquí. Es curiosísimo, pero es un poco posible que llegue. No. Vaya. Es por ahí el taller, tío. Vale. Qué cagada. Qué cagada. Se va por el otro lado. Nos hemos venido aquí para nada. ¿No? ¿Será por aquí, no? Pues no. A ver. Sí que es, sí. Lo que pasa es que hay que ir por aquí debajo. Que no me vais a engañar. Abierto y antes no estaba abierto, puede ser. ¿Por qué? Porque está esto aquí. Lo he roto y no lo he visto, seguramente. Vale. Una zona nueva. Yo, Luis de Francia y Navarra, por la gracia de Dios, permita, monseñor, que yo sepa, nacido en Palermo. Otra vez me van a tener que descifrar la lengua. No hay problema. Esto le dais pausa y le dais nota del rey. Garras de 1000 cortes. Y bloque de minuto por 2. Menos mal que no me gastan tanta la pasta. Aquí están haciendo muchas criaturas, pero esta que está tapada, ¿quién es? ¿Qué? Que no lo veo bien. Vamos a empezar arriba. Yo, Víctor Marqués de Viribó, solicito de policía de la ciudad. Atención al teniente general de la policía. Bueno, entonces ¿qué hay por allá abajo? ¿Cuál es el camino de salida? Ay, perdón, no te he visto. Lo dejamos abierto. Tampoco hay nada, no hubiera servido nada subir ahí. Bueno, hemos entrado en la casa esta que decíamos cómo se entraba, pues ya está. Dando la vuelta por debajo, se abría esta puerta. Misión secundaria, si no, no se te abre. Bueno. A ver qué sale. Tiri, ti, tiri, ti, tiri. Ah, como era la bailarina, que soy yo. La usaba a lo mejor para su hija, claro, y al final ha metido eso con la conciencia en la hija. Seguro, ¿eh?
You'll stay with me always, n'est-ce pas? Without you, mon ami, I'd be all alone.
This box is covered in astronomical symbols. It's no use. I can't get it open. I should show this to Monsieur Bay.
Bueno. Ya está, ¿no? Tenemos que volver. También podía haberlo hecho por el otro lado. Bueno, estamos volviendo por donde hemos venido. No pasa nada. Patada de bailarina. Otra vez. Ay, pues, qué suerte tiene. Como dices, porque está esto aquí para agarrarse. Para hacer un buen salto, no sé, es que no entiendo. No he entendido eso. El fin de ese. A ver. Las inválidas y volvemos a Luxemburgo. Seguro que es donde estamos al lado, seguro, seguro. Les invalidé. Experimenta, sí, ¿dónde largo? Estamos al lado, ya lo sabía yo. Ahora ya, no ha visto. Tarde, tarde. Qué hostia. ¿En serio? Era tu toque final, tío. ¿Veis? Donde ya estuvimos. Ahora se ha abierto el granero.
The field with the dead tree. Good. I'm nearly there.
¿Nos va a atacar? O sea, este está metido aquí en el granero.
Ah, that cursed dancer! May you be devoured by rust!
No me das miedo. Más defensores. Otro lento. No sé cómo has podido rebotarte así. Malingote. ¿Dónde nos lleva esto? No puede ser. Por arriba es. Bueno. Uy. Perfecto, no hay nada por ahí. No me ha matado, pero casi. No puedo nada, pero sí que puedo usar una cosa. El hielo. ¿Veis? Hay otro pozo. Malditas arañas de apoyo. Bloque de bismuto, muy bien. Pues seguimos.
He slipped through my fingers. Fortunately, he was unable to take his things with him.
¿Quién se cree que soy? Puedo leer en estas líneas y veo lo que está jugando, ¿no?
The sleepless slaves. They meant the automats. Feeding off the blood of innocent people. Monsieur Raymond was completely mistaken. I must inform him.
Vaya. Mira por dónde hemos salido. ¿Y ahora qué? Nos vamos. La zona del árbol muerto. Pero veis que está el pozo este. Es que me cago en los pozos estos. Me llaman demasiado la atención como para dejarlo así sin hacer nada. Ole. En teoría tenemos todas las misiones hechas, secundarias, menos las que nos queda en Luxemburgo, que es... Sí, bueno, devolver básicamente todo lo que tenemos. Y alguna más que nos darán. Aunque ahora mismo no sé yo qué más zonas sin explorar. Bueno, sí, en el primer mapa de todos, tío. Viajar. Luxemburgo, arriba de todo esto, que es la zona nueva que aún no hemos ido, es la misión principal. Vamos, que era la bailarina de la hija del inventor. Pero si tengo conciencia será porque me la han metido ahí, la conciencia. De hecho, es un autómata muy humano esta Aegis. Muy humana. Se preocupa por los demás. A ver, misiones. Contárselo al museo, mostrar la caja al museo Balí, informar de ello y darle las acciones. Vale, las acciones es lo último que voy a hacer. Hablar de la catacumba, va.
Can I help you, Aegis?
El cuaderno de
I
notas
found this
de
notebook written in Latin.
Indeed. Medieval Latin.
latín medieval.
Oh, hold on. Bon sang. Aegis, what a find. This handwriting. I would recognize it anywhere. It's in Nicholas Flamel's own hand. Give me some time to study this, and I'll tell you what I'm able to glean from it.
Have you finished reading the notebook, mon père?
Yes, Aegis, and what I learned from it puzzles me. In this diary, Flamel tells of 3 journeys. 3 journeys into what he calls the
El limbo.
in-between. A strange world filled with wandering souls.
Un extraño mundo lleno de almas errantes, de espíritus atormentados incapaces de subir al
This
cielo.
world. It's where Cagliostro's victims were trapped until I freed them.
En effet, I believe you're right. But that's not all. Flamel planned to return there a fourth time. He wrote this in the final paragraph, in his handwriting, dated 21st of March 1418.
1418.
That was the day before he died, Aegis. What if his body died while his soul was traveling through limbo? What if he were trapped, a prisoner in this purgatory? Aegis, because of your unique nature, we have an incredible opportunity.
What do you mean, mon père?
If the soul that animates you has been bound to the automaton that serves as its vessel, then it can be separated from it too. And if this were the case, the soul would travel to purgatory, where Cagliostro entraps the souls of his victims.
Hold on. Are you trying to convince me to go and find Nicholas Flamel?
I'm offering you a chance to speak to the man who discovered the Philosopher's Stone.
La piedra filosofal.
Surely you won't pass it up.
Assuming I agree to venture into purgatory, do I even have a chance of finding him there?
Certainly. According to this journal, the soul flies to the zenith of the place where it left the body of the deceased. Or that of the pilgrim, in this case. If Flamel's soul is trapped in purgatory, as we've guessed, you'll need to go to the house where he drew his dying breath.
Is it still standing?
Of course. It's on Rue de Montmorency, in the quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. You can get there via the cemetery of the Église Saint-Jacques.
And how do you
Otra
plan to
vez.
free my spirit from this automat?
We would simply need to break the bond between them. To do this, we would need to stop your machinery. For a short time, of course. We don't want to lose you, ma chère. As for the rest, it will be a question of mechanics, chemistry, or electric currents, or something or other. Therein lies the problem. This is far beyond my comprehension. But it is fascinating, isn't it? Perhaps Monsieur Bailly and Monsieur Lavoisier could shed some light on the matter.
Goodbye, mon père.
Vale, uno.
Monseigneur.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
Vale, déjalo
Goodbye,
estar.
Monseigneur.
Allez.
¿Este qué? Este no tiene nada. Vale.
Monsieur Raymond.
Go on, Aegis.
¿Qué es esto?
I went to the Hotel de Massiac as agreed. What I discovered goes beyond your darkest conjectures. The club's members have no intention of merely depriving their slaves of rest. Rather, with the king's support, they plan to replace them with automata
Poseedores
harvesters.
autómatas.
The Count of Cagliostro is behind the plan.
Ma foi. But such a plan would certainly only improve the lot of these unfortunate people.
You are mistaken, mon père. If the planters get their way, they will have a greater need of slaves than ever. Only this time, they intend to slaughter them to power their machines.
Quelle abomination!
Par tous les saints.
4 days ago, the Paris Guard captured 100 black people. They were to be sacrificed as part of an experiment to test the effectiveness of the automat harvesters. Luckily, I was able to prevent the massacre.
Where are they now?
In a place they call the Dépôt des Noirs. I
Después
don't know where it is, but I managed
Depósito
to
de
get the
negros.
key.
Hostia.
It bears the inscription, Tour du Diable.
The Devil's Tower
Tour del
is a
Diablo.
prison in Vincennes, within the chateau walls.
That's 3 leagues from here. We'll only be able to free the prisoners once we're able to move freely ourselves.
At least they were spared the fate that the king and his accomplices had planned for them.
And what will you do with the 2 servants you employ, Monsieur Raymond?
I will continue to treat them well, as I always have.
However, under the laws you insist on following, they will become slaves again the moment they leave the kingdom for Saint-Domingue.
Certainly not, Monsieur de Robespierre. What kind of a man would I be if what I have heard had not opened my eyes? The planters of Massiac have been proven to be nothing but avaricious murderers. I thought I was dealing with opposition, but now I discover them to be vile enemies, from whom it would be vain to expect any compromise. From this day on, I will fight against their interests with all my strength, and will not lay down my arms until the last slave in the Empire has been freed.
Rest assured, then, that the people will fight by your side, Monsieur Raymond.
That's the spirit, my friends. Vive l'égalité.
Ayude a luchar contra la esclavitud. Vale. Para hacer secundarias,
Monsieur Reina.
Go on, Aegis.
See you later, perhaps.
Vale, pues este ya está mirado. A ver aquí.
Monsieur Bailly.
La caja de los secretos. Separar el espíritu del autómata.
I found this box with astronomical
Con símbolos
symbols on it.
astronómicos.
I believe it belongs to Vaucanson's daughter.
Athenais' secret box. I built it with my own
Datanéis,
hands.
que somos nosotros.
It was my gift to her on her 15th birthday.
I wasn't able to open it.
Naturellement. Athenais and I are the only ones who know how. Allow me. You must arrange the planets the way they were aligned on the day of Athenais' birth. Voila, like this.
What's this locket?
Athenais is always wearing this. It contains a portrait of her late mother. She said it was her most
La
cherished
posesión más
possession in
preciada
all
del
the world.
mundo, claro.
To think, the poor child never knew her own mother.
Está clarísimo, lo sabía. Nos mete dentro de la bailarina. Lidia se llama la bailarina.
You monster! What did you do to her?
Bueno, ya sabemos el origen. Entonces logro, ¿no? También.
Good God. Ludia,
Ludia.
what happened? You froze the moment you touched the locket. I thought I'd lost you.
I saw her. Athenais de Vaucanson. The Comte de Cagliostro has her.
Mon Dieu. It is
Mon
just
Dieu,
as I
no
feared.
parece mon Dieu
He
este.
bound her
Mi
spirit
Dios.
to an automat.
Dios mío.
Please, say no more. Athenais. It is her spirit that animates you,
Sí.
is it not?
Yes. I believe so.
Seigneur, quelle abomination. It is vital that you go and find Athenais as soon as possible.
She is right in front of you. I
Yo soy
am
Athenais.
Athenais.
Lo sabía.
I
Me
feared
dolía
that
muchos capítulos de atrás.
Nothing of Athenais, Ludia. Nothing of her past, her joys, her suffering. Nothing of her love for her father. You are but the vessel that harbors the poor child's soul.
Where can I find Athenais' body?
God only knows. Although I assume that the Comte de Cagliostro is taking pains to keep her alive, this is certainly the only way to keep her spirit alive in you. The only way to free her is to find her body.
Why was Eugène de Vaucanson imprisoned in the Bastille?
Porque
Once
está
he
trabajando
discovered
para
the
el
king's
conde,
true
obligado.
intentions, he refused to continue cooperating with him. He refused to use his talents to create this abominable army. But the king didn't take kindly to his resignation. Eugène did manage to get a letter to me just before he was arrested. Here, take it.
Ludia. Otro logro. Tu amigo Jin. Me da un guardapelo. Y tú te traigo el ácido, tío, sulfúrico.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
Separar el bueno,
The
también tengo
clues
que
I
hablar de eso.
found at the warehouse suggest that the gunpowder was moved to the Bastille.
Diable. You must find a way to get there and put an end to this threat.
¿Cómo?
The clues I found at the warehouse suggest that the gunpowder was moved to the Bastille.
A la base.
Diable. You must find a way to get there and put an end to this threat.
Vale,
Do you
pues ya que
think there
estamos.
is any way to interrupt my internal clockwork?
To what end?
I would like to briefly sever the bond between my spirit and this automat.
It is a very strange request, madame. For what purpose do you seek to free your soul from its shell?
According to the abbot, my spirit would then be able to visit purgatory.
Oh, that dreadful place. Why on earth would you want to go there?
I hope to find answers to some very important questions.
You must understand, madame, that your very nature is a mystery to us. We are ignorant as to the principle that imbues you with life, nor do we know how your machinery works. That is why it is impossible for us to make even the slightest alteration. It would mean taking an unacceptable risk. Of course, if we had documents that could shed light on the matter.
Antoine, the blueprints.
What blueprints, mon ami?
Ludia's. Eugène gave them to me when he was working on the modifications ordered by the king. He wanted my opinion on the potential for reducing the size of certain key parts. The documents are obsolete now, but they could tell us quite a bit about the mechanical principles that are shared by Ludia and Aegis.
Bon sang, you're right. Where are the blueprints now?
Alas, the situation is not in our favor. I kept them in the safe at the observatory, but earlier, when I went there to collect my most important documents, before setting off for the convent, I found looters making off with its contents.
Blasted scavengers. Their kind are always quick to make the most of chaos.
I chased them to the quays, but was unable to apprehend them. When they disappeared into an underground passageway under the Louvre, I decided it was best not to follow them.
You acted wisely, mon ami. The automats are everywhere.
Buah, nos va a hacer otra vez ir allí.
Don't stand much of a chance.
I'll try to track them
Los
down.
culacas.
Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier.
Entonces, como he hablado
Did
con
you
el
find the
otro,
blueprints that were stolen
pues
from
tú ya no tendrás la otra opción,
No,
¿no?
monsieur.
También.
Don't forget that those documents are our only chance to discover what was used to craft you. The looters disappeared into the tunnels under the Louvre and the Tuileries. I find it hard to believe that they were able to escape from that maze safely.
Regarding Ludia's blueprints,
Were you able to get them?
no, monsieur.
Don't forget that those documents are our only chance to discover what was used to craft you. The looters disappeared into the tunnels under the Louvre and the Tuileries. I find
Bueno,
it
es una
hard
nueva
to believe
misión
that they were
secundaria.
able to escape
Contra los
from that
planos.
maze safely.
Separarnos. ¿Qué más? Robespierre, esto es para entregar dinero. ¿Y aquí qué quiere este?
Have you found my mother?
¿Está
No,
viva? No, aún no.
not yet.
Bueno, es que no he ido.
Remember, rumor has it she lives in the slums of the
Es Marais,
Marais.
la sombra de la
in the
Bastilla.
shadow
Es que
of the
tengo que ir a la Bastilla. Relájate. Mira,
I
Fran.
found a broken
He
cane.
encontrado esto.
It says Franciscus Antonius on it. Do you know who it belongs to?
Well, I never. Yes, I know the owner. And I'm willing to bet you're looking for a certain François Antoine.
That's right.
Well, you'd need to look a little further east, mademoiselle. Across the Rhine for a start. Because this cane belongs, or belonged, to a certain Franz Anton Mesmer.
Mesmer, el doctor.
Mesmer, the prince of charlatans.
Good heavens. It's been a long time since I've heard his name.
5 years to be exact since your learned commission denounced his theories.
It wasn't long after that when he disappeared.
Can you tell me more about Mesmer?
He was a mystical healer who was once popular with the upper class. I myself attended several of his sessions.
You mentioned a commission.
The king did not look kindly on the healer's popularity within the court. This led him to appoint a commission from the Royal Academy of Sciences.
An institution to which Monsieur Bailly and I have the honor to belong. We were asked to investigate his alleged powers.
The experiments that we performed allowed us to determine that Monsieur Mesmer's activities were pure charlatanism, a conclusion that destroyed his successful career the moment it was published.
But there was something, Sylvain. A tiny flow of energy that my devices were able to measure.
My dear colleague, must I remind you again that we were never able to reproduce your observations? It was obviously a momentary failure of your equipment.
Perhaps. I'd like to be sure of it.
When and how did Monsieur Mesmer disappear?
The denunciation of his techniques was the start
La
of a long
denuncia de sus
descent
técnicas
into
fue un
hell
comienzo de
for
los-
Monsieur Mesmer. He was abandoned by his clients and
Sus
resumed his
clientes
research in
retomaron los
virtual
tiempos.
secrecy. I think he was hoping to perfect his so-called science and restore his reputation with the Academy.
A hope that led him to associate himself with that dastardly Cagliostro. God only knows what experiments they may have carried out. In any case, their collaboration did not last long. Monsieur Mesmer left the kingdom overnight to return to his mother country.
Why did he leave so quickly?
That is a mystery. But those who saw him that morning say it was as if he had the devil at his heels.
This is true. He left in such a hurry that he abandoned everything he owned. Furniture, belongings, and scientific equipment. And it seems that Cagliostro has inherited this treasure.
Is that so? Well, if what you say is true, that broken cane must have passed into the Count's hands.
Yes, it's likely.
This adventurer from who knows where is quite the mysterious character. And he has been very busy recently. I've been able to observe him from my apartment, making frequent visits to Rue Saint-Honoré, on the Tuileries side. I wonder what he was doing there.
What were Monsieur Mesmer's theories?
He is a proponent of a
Una
theory
teoría
called
llamada
animal
magnetismo
magnetism.
animal.
He claimed to be able to channel a purported universal healing fluid by passing his hands over patients and using magnets.
He also cobbled together a whole array of mad devices, each stranger than the last. Unfortunately, despite all his attempts, I don't know that he ever cured anyone.
What happened during Monsieur Mesmer's treatment sessions?
Oh, they were quite a spectacle to behold. Imagine well-born ladies afflicted with perfectly imaginary illnesses. A dimly lit room where incense has been burned to intoxicate the soul and cloud your vision. Amiable servants, half-dressed, gliding from countess to duchess to the sound of a sensual melody. And the great Mesmer, a doctor with wandering hands, presiding over the wonderful scene. Oh, you should have seen them. Those grand ladies moaning, crying, and falling into a swoon, clinging to that strange tub.
Extraño
Du
bañero.
théâtre, ma chère. Pure theatre.
Sí, bueno, fue puro teatro. Ya os habréis dado cuenta ya. A ver, ¿a quién le doy la pasta? ¿A este? ¿A Lafayette? A Maximilian Robespierre. Uno es un soldado y el otro es un hombre del pueblo. Al hombre del pueblo. No porque se llame Robespierre, ¿no? Robert, como yo.
He is your only chance to reach the Bastille, Aegis. You must speak to him. He's holed up in the quarries of Montmartre, hiding from the Marquis de Lafayette.
La bala de cañón hueca.
As for the lanterns...
Did Monsieur de Laclos tell you the secret of his explosive cannonball?
No, we didn't talk about it.
That's a pity. Without his help, our strategy is doomed to failure. Let's see. I know he's close to Monsieur Marat, the patriotic journalist. He's currently in hiding in the quarries of Montmartre. But please do not breathe a word of this to the Marquis de Lafayette. Those two are at daggers drawn. It would certainly end in a bloodbath.
Las acciones, vamos a ver.
I have recovered Minister Necker's bonds.
Do you intend to entrust them to me?
Vamos
Yes.
a...
I have chosen to place this fortune in your hands.
Very well, madame. I promise that I will use it for one purpose only. To give the people their freedom. When a monarch violates the people's most fundamental rights, insurrection is their most sacred and indispensable duty. But we must be wary of warmongers, who would lead the rebellion in the name of the people, because all they truly want is to become tyrants in turn.
Amor antes de salvar y encantado a su mujer.
Were you present when the Estates General was dissolved?
Oui, madame. I had a front row seat. I witnessed what it cost to defy the... We laid bare, so he had the... At least we only had positively...
Ya lo he visto esto. Déjalo.
Goodbye, Monsieur de Robespierre.
Otro logro. Le voy a decir a este que lo siento. Las acciones no son para ti.
Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening, Aegis.
Déjalo
Goodbye,
estar.
Monsieur le Marquis.
Veamos. La única misión secundaria que me ha salido, las tulliras. Vale. Vamos a hacerlo rápido. y ya pasaremos el siguiente vídeo a la misión principal. Pam, pam. Recuperar los diseños de niños, vale. Que se va a alargar esta misión, Vámonos. Al revés voy. Hagáis para el diseño y luego tendré que volver, comerme el rollo patatero que me quieran decir. Dejar. Uy, casi. Aquí. Nos vamos a meter por las cloacas. ¿Qué os jugáis? Y se habrá abierto algo que antes no estaba abierto, evidentemente. Mira, las placas, como si lo viera. Ay, que está siendo un poquito... Necesito llaves, 4 de 7. Todo demás lo tenemos. Bueno. ¿Qué iba a hacer? Inventario. Equipamiento. No. Sí, inventario. Explosivas 10 normales. 16 de llama. Al lío. No voy a atacarle. Lo siento. No me podía aguantar. Me he pillado también que es que... Por aquí es, ¿no? Quiero ver lo que se habrá abierto. De hielo también. Que te den. Estás más muerto.
The looters from the observatory. Poor souls. They didn't stand a chance.
Está muerto. Daño colateral. A ver qué pone. Consigue no mover a un enemigo por impacto directo de otro. Ah, mira, como 5 veces. Daño colateral, se han matado entre ellos. Qué bueno. ¿Cómo? ¿Solamente eso? Vale, ya sé que era fácil de encontrar, ¿no? Pero ¿solo eso? Esto es debe ser nuestros planos. O sea,
Ludius blueprints.
claramente.
Fortunately, they are in perfect condition.
Transmitiros. Pues,
Monsieur Bailly will be delighted.
prefiero presentarlos. Ya podemos volver. De hecho ha sido... pero me mola que haya sido rápido. Qué simpático. No, me he tomado de las grandes. El tirador que me ve a kilómetros. Correspondencia. Que el señor de... Vale. Veo. Viajar. Luxemburgo. Nos comemos el rollo y acabamos con el vídeo. Y nos vamos a la misión principal, que hemos hecho todas las secundarias, en teoría. De hecho, ¿cómo vamos de logros? 14 de 49, muy poquitos. La meta son secretos y de jefes y tal, y cosas que habrá que hacer, pero... ¡Wow! Hazte con todos los atuendos del juego básico. Acaba el juego sin usar la boleta, se acepta. Pues, habrá que hacerlo otra vez. Ataca y alcanza a 20 enemigos ocultos. Mata a 20 enemigos con un disparo a distancia. Bueno, esto lo vamos a hacer pronto. 50 impactos de ataques con movimiento especial de escudo. Bueno, estamos usando el escudo de esto, que debe contar igual, si no... Bueno, al lío. Y si no, mal asunto, estamos perdiendo tiempo entonces. Tenemos que coger otra arma. A ver, señores.
Monsieur Lavoisier.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
No, no
The
puedo.
clues I found at the warehouse suggest that the gunpowder was moved to the Bastille.
Diablo.
Ah, vale, bueno, déjalo estar.
Goodbye,
Tú no
Monsieur
eres,
Lavoisier.
es el otro. Es Bastille, es Bali, perdón. Bastille es donde tengo que ir.
Monsieur Bailly,
Los planos de
here
Luria.
are the blueprints you asked for.
Good heavens. You found them.
Your thieves were not able to profit much from their theft. They met with an unfortunate end.
Oh, the poor souls. Their crimes did not deserve such a permanent ending.
Certainly, certainly. Let us look at these documents now, if you will.
No, Antoine, the F-wheel is not part of the cog that transfers the driving force to the escapement.
Diable, you're right. It's driven by the B-wheel, and its axis is on the shaft that's visible at this point.
Precisely. In fact, the shaft sits between the conical bearing and the small groove here. See?
True. It's decided then. All we would have to do is separate these two plates to disable the entire thing.
And to put them back in place at the agreed time to start the machine again.
You will not be able to assist me. I have to do it alone. Half a league away,
You must be joking.
By no means. You'll have to find another solution.
Unfortunately, madame, you're asking us to do the impossible.
Oh, ça, par exemple.
Once your spirit is untethered from this automat, it will be impossible for you to start the machine up again.
Hold on, my dear Antoine. Is this device in figure 4? Is it still in place?
Yes, it is. What of it?
Oh, so... It's a timer. It's primitive, true, but fully functional.
The dial has marks from 1 to 15. Probably minutes.
It was to allow Eugène to plan the duration of Ludia's dances in advance.
Oh, I see. And by reversing the position of this peg in the center, we could instead turn it into a period of inactivity.
Nous y sommes, mon ami. Fantastic.
Will Aegis be able to operate this device herself?
We'll make it easier for her. All you have to do is put a bolt there that she can remove when the time is right. Yes, a small iron rod will suffice. We won't have any trouble finding something that will do. When the timer dial reaches 0, the automat will come back to life. However, given the dial's fragility, we will probably get only one chance to try this.
Are you sure that the bond between my soul and this machine will be re-established?
Ma foi, I admit that we can't be sure of this. What do you say, mon père?
Don't be afraid, Aegis. Unless I've been wrong from the beginning, your soul will seek refuge in the only body it has available to it in this world.
Well then, shall we start the preparations?
Let's begin. My fate is in your hands, monsieur.
Esto es un salto de fe, vamos.
Everything is in place. When it's time, just pull on this metal loop to start the timer.
Remember, you will have 15 minutes and no more before
Contará
your
con 15
spirit returns
minutos.
to your body. We wish you good luck, madame.
Remember, to get to Rue de Montmorency, you're best going through the cemetery behind the Église Saint-Jacques in the Quartier de
Cementerio atrás de
l'Atelier.
la
Here is the
iglesia.
key to the gate. Our prayers are with you, my child.
Entrar en el limbo. ¿Y ahora dónde tenemos que ir? Sorpréndeme. En la cité. Para una misión secundaria de locura. Pues nada, chavales, vamos a hacer un corte porque nos vamos a trasladar a la cité, a la ciudad. Y a ver lo que nos espera. Esa misión secundaria y la misión principal. ¡Hasta luego! ¡Deu!